What's up, everybody? I'm Ian Sagstetter, and this is a Zcash ecosystem update. It is July 13th, 2022. So the first thing we're going to cover is ECC released 5.1.0 yesterday, which is targeting validation performance on the sapling and orchard pools and the transactions. Within those pools, there was a validation algorithm that was introduced, which cuts down the verification time for transactions by 80%. So if you're not familiar with what's going on with the shielded pools, there was a suspected spam attack which increased the number of transactions. And while the chain, the Zcash blockchain, is operating securely, safely, and transactions are processing normally, a lot of the third-party wallets have had difficulty adjusting to the increased transaction load. So a lot of these improvements are targeted specifically towards helping third-party wallet programs, reduce syncing time and allow users to get back to transacting in the shielded pools normally. And obviously, we'll provide any updates. If you want an update on this, I would recommend checking out the blog, which is linked in the description below. The next thing we're going to highlight is Ledger had a conversation between Zuko and their CTO yesterday. And it was a really cool conversation, just highlighting why privacy is important in the digital age, and was much more, while both of the speakers were extremely technically proficient and adept, it focused a lot more on the human side. So really highlighting, with using free products and using, products in the Web 2 era, the user is the product, because if something's free, then the company's going to make money off user data by selling user data. So it's a really good reminder to listen into that and understand, if we're using these free products and we're using these products that have maximum convenience, we are going to be making trade-offs and sacrificing privacy. And something I thought was really cool is there's a lot of examples of people using Zcash and why privacy is super important. But Zuko did say the more our world is digitized, the more intimate details of ourselves are going to be digitized as well. And if we go down this path of surveillance, then it could be dangerous for everyone. I thought this was a super great quote because it is reminding us that while privacy at this moment in time is sometimes less user-friendly and doesn't deliver as great of a user experience as all the other things that we use day to day, it is important because the more information that we continue to allow to be out in the world, the more dangerous it can become for us in the future. So it was a great reminder that using things like Zcash, Signal, and other products that really protect user privacy, while there can be trade-offs, it's like the amount of users using those products and the accessibility for them, it is something that we need to acknowledge and keep doing. So I thought it was a really great talk. I don't know. Let's check out right now if you can access the spaces. You cannot. It's not recorded, but there's a lot of great chatter in that. And the next one, I would recommend just following Zuko on Twitter so you can stay up to date on his appearances in these spaces. And there was some chatter at the end between a community grants committee member and the CTO of Ledger about adding shielded Zcash support to Ledger. So stay up to date on that as well by following anyone, essentially Zuko and the community grants program on any updates on that. Another great thing is the Cypherpunk Zero NFT project surpassed 150 ETH in total trading volume on OpenSea. If you're not familiar with Cypherpunk Zero, it's an NFT project originally created by ECC, which has since been taken over by ECC still managing it, and has also seen a lot of community involvement through the Cypherpunk Zero DAO. The Cypherpunk Zero DAO is a decentralized organization that uses the Cypherpunk Zero token as essentially a membership access to a community of people who are working on furthering the message of Halo cryptography, Zcash, and anything related to cypherpunk ethos. So super cool to see that the trading volumes surpass 150 ETH. It's a really successful project. Everyone who got a Cypherpunk Zero NFT got it for free. All they had to do is pay gas. So it's really cool to see that a lot of people are actually making money on this, and they're getting involved with Zcash community and just really embracing the cypherpunk era. So really cool to see how that project's going, and need to stay up to date. Follow Cypherpunk Zero DAO on Twitter. When they get their verification on OpenSea, they're going to be hosting another Twitter Spaces, which should be pretty soon. So I'd recommend following them on Twitter as well. Another update in the ecosystem is Zcash Media. After releasing their 2 documentaries, they've been releasing footage from their documentaries and also new footage on their Twitter account, sorry. And what this essentially means is they're running a campaign that's using footage that wasn't included in the documentaries, or they're using snippets that were from the documentaries, and they're continuing to further that message of Zcash education and why privacy in crypto is important. So if you want to stay up to date for some awesome content that is from industry leaders and is highlighting the need for privacy and the need for Zcash in the space, I would highly recommend following Zcash Media and the things that they are doing. The Senior Vice President of Growth and Product Strategy and Regulatory Relations from Electric Coin Company, Josh Swihart, posted a really great Twitter thread that I would recommend checking out, and it was around why Zcash is not a privacy coin. I'm doing this quotation marks, right? Zcash is a cryptocurrency that has great privacy features, but that doesn't mean it's a privacy coin only focusing on privacy. It's important to understand that because like in Bitcoin and Ethereum and other, transparent blockchains, you can use things to deliver user privacy. And while it's not as strong as, let's say, Zcash user privacy, it is, stronger than just using a completely open and transparent ledger and not using any privacy solutions. So the main message from this thread was that privacy is not binary. It's not like you're private or you're not. It's a spectrum, and it depends where the user wants to be on that spectrum. And if they want complete privacy and complete sovereignty over their money, then yeah, Zcash is a great option. But just because Zcash has the strongest privacy features doesn't mean it is a quote unquote privacy coin. So I'd recommend checking out that thread as well, which is going to be in the description. And this morning, great news, I tweeted out that ZEC is now available at Bitcoin of America ATM locations. Maybe you've seen some of these around. These are ATMs where you can deposit cash and send cryptocurrency to an address. And in the article, they have acknowledged that they've improved their user experience for new users trying to get crypto. And these are just really cool things that are democratizing and making ZEC more accessible across the United States. If you have one of these ATMs near you, I'd really recommend checking it out and go through the process of getting ZEC. I think it's really cool. And yeah, these were added, ZEC was added to these ATMs, and that news was dropped this morning on Yahoo Finance. So again, check it out in the description, link's gonna be in there. And the last thing we're gonna highlight, this is a shorter update today, but there was a recent Zcon 3 speaker announced, and it's going to be Isabella Fernandez from the Tor project. And yeah, she's going to be speaking around advancing human rights with Tor. If you're not familiar with Tor, it is a browser, an internet browser that offers very, very good user privacy. So it's going to be really exciting to hear from her and understand how they're planning on introducing privacy and human rights through their software. If you want to stay up to date on all of the different speakers that are going to be happening at ZCon 3, check out the z.cash website in the Buzz section, and also check out the forum thread. Both of those links are going to be in the description. The forum thread is from Decentralist Dan from the foundation, and he is updating that thread with all the speaker announcements for the Zcash conference, ZCon 3, which is going to be happening here in a few weeks in Las Vegas. So hope to see some of you guys there. And yeah, that's it for me today. It's a really short update on what's happening in the ecosystem. But yeah, excited nonetheless, and really cool to see all the good things happening in Zcash. Have a great day.